Hi, I'm James, and today I'm at the Tank Museum of Bovington on Tiger Day. Let's see what I can find for a good video.
The museum has its own Pak38, which is in restoration. This came from Longmouth and basically is still being in the state of initial restoration. So when we talk about the Pak, we're talking about a gun that comes after the Pak36. So the Pak36 is introduced with the German army in 1936. It is basically fitted with a 3.7cm gun. Okay, it is going to be the key anti-tank gun of the German army in the 1930s, and as you go into Poland and France, 1940. So what happens though is the realisation that they need to have a bigger gun. And so what they start developing is that basically in 1938 the realisation to have a 5cm gun. And they start work on what becomes the Pak38. So basically what you have here are two trails. You've got the spades at the rear. It's about 3 metres in length here. You've got the L60 gun. This is the same gun that is on the Panzer III and the Puma armoured car. It's a 5cm gun. It's got the muzzle brake here, and this would be rifled inside. That will impart spin onto the round. You're going to have a double skin shield here, which is 4mm, and then you're going to have a torsion bar suspension leading to your wheels here. In terms of weight, this has gone up from the 435 kilograms with the Pak36 to 978 kilograms, almost a metric ton. Okay, so you'd have your crew of 6, and what they would be doing with this is you'd have your commander, you'll have your gun layer, you'll have a loader, you'll have 2 ammunition carriers, and the driver. So a team of 6 would look after this gun, and this would be towed around. So 1938, 39, and this doesn't come out till 1940, after the battles in France. So this is late 1940 before this gun comes out, okay? They realise that Pak36 isn't capable anymore, so this is the next evolutionary move on this gun. So this gives you a little bit more penetrative power. So the Pak36 would penetrate 48mm worth of armour at 500 metres. The Pak38 will penetrate 59mm at 500 metres. So you're going to get 25% more penetration. The other thing it does is, this is a bigger round. This round weighs about 2 kilograms. This is going to be able to travel out to about 1,000 metres. And so you can penetrate 48mm at 1,000 metres. So it gives you a longer range. The problem is that tactically, the way that you use these guns is close in. So you're waiting to ambush tanks as they're coming towards you. This is what it's about. It's about having a gun that you can hide really well, disguise, and basically get a flank shot onto a tank coming towards it. So most of the training and tactics is developed to firing in the 500 range area. And this is especially true when they go into attack the Soviet Union in June 1941. What happens there is basically there's about 1,000 of these Paks, Pak38s. They're there with the Pak36s. They're starting to basically make sure that all the production facilities are being used to develop the Pak38. So Pak36 are going away, and what they start doing is they start basically introducing them into their anti-tank companies, and you'll have 12 Pak38s in an anti-tank company, 3 per platoon. And basically, these are fine until they come across the T-34 and the KV-1s. They then struggle to knock these tanks out. Basically, What they have to rely on is these few tungsten rounds. You'll get 2 or 3 of these tungsten rounds per gun crew, and they'll have to use these. Now this gives you the ability to penetrate around about 74mm worth of armour. So you've got to get a flanking shot on a T-34 or a KV-1. This is a shock to the Germans. So basically, this gun that they just brought in cannot defeat the tanks that they're actually coming up against that the Soviets are using in Russia. So it's a big problem. They also use this out when the Deutsche Afrika go to North Africa in February 1941. They also send them out there. This is fine at knocking out A-13s, those types of cruiser tanks that you've got out there, but it struggles to knock out the Matilda too. So that's the problem as well. The heavier tanks with a heavier armour, this struggles with. And what they end up doing is they basically build around about 9,500 of these guns. Okay? They built about 14,500 of the Pak38, but the key one is they realised they have to upgun again, and that's where you get the Pak40. And the Pak40 is the key one, because this starts taking over, and the Pak40 will give you 132mm worth of penetration at 500 metres. So if you've got the Pak38 here and a Pak40 with a 7.5cm gun, you're going to go with the Pak40. It just gives you much more capabilities of knocking tanks out at longer ranges. And that's what they start to do, and they build over 18,000 of the Pak40s. So they've almost doubled the amount that they've got for the Pak38. The Pak38 stay as part of some of the platoons, but really the focus is on manufacturing more of the Pak40s. And so this gun will be in production throughout the rest of the war, but that's what it's doing. It can basically depress the gun 8 degrees, elevate 27 degrees, and basically move 65 degrees left or right when you're actually in position. But this was what this gun would be capable of doing, and this was equipping those anti-tank companies, from about 1941-42 until the Pak40 starts arriving. Now,
hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please click on the like button below so that I know what people like and I know what to make more of. Alternatively, if you've enjoyed it and think you'd like to see more, please click on the subscribe button. That way you get notified by YouTube whenever I bring out a new video, and you never know, there might be something in there that you hadn't considered, because I do cover a variety of things on the channel. And finally, if you have a little bit of cash going, I now have a Patreon account. I'm always looking for patrons, because at the end of the day, let's be perfectly honest, it's a good way for me to get a little bit of money that will use to buy review items or to travel to museums and so on. I don't put a huge amount on that. At the minute, all we've got is one tier charging £1 a month, which just, as I say, helps cover my costs. See you soon.